Hello again, everyone. Today I wanted to talk about and give my thoughts on the Marble Hornets comic series, the sort of follow-up to the web series by the same name. So I'm going to go over the comics. I'm going to give my thoughts on them. And fair warning, there is going to be spoilers for the comic series issues 1 through 4, and including the bonus ToTheArk issue, as well as some slight spoilers, and not so slight, some major spoilers for the web series itself. If you have not seen the web series and want to, or have not read these comics or didn't know they were a thing, well, go check both these out. The short version, before I get into my thoughts and spoilers, I do recommend this series. Both the web series and the comics. They're pretty good. So anyway, Marble Hornets started in 2009 as a horror found footage web series. Excuse me. Showcasing footage by Alex Creeley, who attempted to shoot a student film titled Marble Hornets, and who subsequently wound up encountering the Operator, otherwise known as Slender Man. It ran for a total of 5 years before ending on its 5-year anniversary in 2014. You can watch the entire thing on YouTube. I highly recommend it. And then, I believe it was a couple of years ago, Troy Wagner, one of the main creators of Marble Hornets, did a Kickstarter to fund a comic continuation of the series. Now, obviously, I backed said Kickstarter, and thus I have 5 out of the 6 issues. There's 5 main issues plus the bonus issue ToTheArk. So, what is the plot of this comic series? So the plot follows a character from the Marble Hornets YouTube show, Jessica. It's after the end of the series, and it follows up with her and what happened to her after the end of the web series, and her encounters with the Operator, as well as a figure from the series who only appeared once and got zero explanation as to what was going on with him. And as well as we drag in a few new characters. Her doctor, these 2 online filmmakers who are trying to do a documentary about Rosswood, and who are fans of the YouTube show Marble Hornets, which exists in universe, but they think it's, fake and not real. Well, surprise, surprise, in issue number 4, Can You See Me?, they learn just how real it is. So, a couple of things about this. Number 1, and this is going to be a bit of a gripe, I kind of wish Troy hadn't gone with the main character being Jessica, because I feel like not knowing what happened to Jessica at the end of the series, whether or not, Tim had done anything bad to her or not, because when he meets up with her at the end of the show, he starts having his coughing fit, the camera distorts, and then it just cuts to Tim driving, and very faintly in the background you can hear the sounds of an ambulance. Whether it was related or not was up to you and how you felt about things. So I do kind of wish we hadn't, Jessica's fate hadn't been revealed. It is revealed that she had been attacked. She had been dropped into Rosswood. And well, after that, she got picked up by somebody, and she's fine, in a sense of how everything is fine when it comes to, those that have been affected by the operator. Second thing, and one of the neat things about this series, we get to meet up with and sort of kind of find out what the deal with Scully here, who appeared in entry number 26. It's the only entry he appears is a person wearing a skull mask. Now, masked characters weren't exactly, new to Marble Hornets at that point. We did have Masky, and eventually Hoodie. But Scully is a character we never really got to dig into. He never appeared again. They apparently had plans for him at one point to turn out to be Jay, but it was too confusing. It was too confusing and didn't really match up with stuff that they had previously established, so they dropped it, which meant Scully was kind of a loose end. Although I will say, bringing him into this series gives more questions than it does answers. We sort of find out who Scully is. And Scully is some kind of paranormal entity that is aware of the operator and tries to keep it from feeding on victims. It's able to move in and out of the Ark and tries to get to the bodies of people brought to the Ark before it can be fed into it. Which, yes, issue 4, Can You See Me? And partly even issue 3.5, ToTheArk, goes in more into what the Ark is. And it takes on the appearance of those it has absorbed into itself. So, yeah. What is this thing? Where did it come from? Is it absorbing the souls of the dead? What is it, what's its beef with the operator? Again, more questions than answers. And I will admit, that is one of the things I do like about this series. And I guess that sort of counterbalances the whole, thing with revealing Jessica's fate. While it did solve one mystery that I didn't think needed to be solved, it added way more mystery to something that you kind of could just forget about. So, one concern that I do have regarding this series, and again, I'm enjoying the plot of the series so far. There's one issue left, due to come out who knows when. Excuse me. But one thing I am concerned about, and again, major spoilers, is Scully's plan for Jessica is she's going to kill the operator. He needs her help to kill it. And by issue 4, we still don't know how she's supposed to do that. It's kind of a slow burn up until you get to issue 4. Issue 4 really kicks off the action. We've got our Alex Crayley stand-in here. We've got and some poor innocent victims. Again, we have Jessica, who is somehow supposed to kill the operator. But, again, by the end of issue 4, we don't know how she's supposed to do that. She's not gearing up to deal with it yet. There's a lot of loose ends to tie up. And, like, these books are short. They're not, you know, they're not lengthy. And I'm kind of worried if issue 5 is going to be, like, it feels like issue 5 has a lot to do in a short amount of time. Like, if issue 5 is just as going to be as short as these other books, then I'm a little concerned with how it's going to end. But hey, I could be wrong. I will definitely come back and tell you whether I was right or wrong in my fears. Well, that's really all I have to say in regards to the story of it. Like I said, I had faith in the project. Obviously, I was one of the backers. I really like Troy's work for the most part. I really couldn't get into Ekva that much. Not that that web series has continued. I really dig some of these covers, particularly issue 3. Issue 3 just looks so creepy, and I love it. The art styles, kind of, again, just, the art style's kind of interesting, I'm not gonna lie. And then, of course, we have the very, very different looking one, which is, ToTheArk, which is just as weird and messed up as, well, anyone involved with ToTheArk and in this place. Well, anyway, like I said, if you like found footage type stuff, if you like horror web series, I definitely recommend the show Marble Hornets. And I recommend the continuation of the comic. We will see eventually whether or not Troy can stick the landing with this run. Anyway, I hope you guys have an awesome day, and I will see you all in the next video.